I want to talk to you right now about is our Halloween math problem solving packet. And I want to talk about the first puzzle, which is the magic square. So, magic squares are very common. They're a really fun puzzle. You get out of it what you put into it. So, yeah, you can find the answers online, they're all over the place. But then you didn't do the learning to solve it. And the learning is very rewarding. So, this video is actually going to set you up with how to start this idea for this magic square. Now, this magic square here is using the digits 1 through 9. Each can be used just once in the puzzle. And if you see here, it says that all rows, columns, diagonal lines throughout the grid must add up to be the same number. And that's what's the most interesting, because the first thing we want to try to figure out is what is that number? So what must each, right here, these things to consider, what must each row, column, and diagonal add up to? And then we want to look at that center square. So I'm going to show you using a manipulative. Okay, so we're going to use a manipulative in this case to sort of be able to really try it out and save some pencil. And I've got here the digits 1 through 9 written out on paper so that I can manipulate them. And I made myself a grid right here. So I'm just going to plop these in. And then we're going to see if each order doesn't matter for this little thing. All right, so if each row, each column, and each diagonal is the same value. So 9, 8, 7, okay. These, we're looking at this row and this row, not at all the same. So I'm gonna start manipulating a little bit. All right, this one's still a little high. All right, so we've got 19, 18, 17, so we're close, 17, 18. So we are within, and then diagonal, a 19. So we're in all the teens. So I'm going to keep playing around a little bit and seeing if I can get my 3 rows, my 3 columns, and at first I'm just going to work on 3 rows being the same, and then I'm going to manipulate it to 3 columns, and then I'm going to check my diagonals. And at that point, I may have figured out what does each row, each column, and each diagonal have to equal. So we're going to play with this. So this is where I would start if I were you to really play with this. There are some other methods to solving it. So some of you may have actually used some math, but this is one place to start. Another thing we could do to try to figure out how much is in each row and column is to think back like in 5th grade. So the sum of all of these, whatever that total is, I have to divide it up into 3 parts. So think about the math that we'd have to do. And then if this is what all of them mean in that whole grid, right? 1/3 of it is here, 1/3 is here, and 1/3 is here. So see if you can use some math and figure that out. So that's another way to figure out what would be in each row, column, or diagonal. And then you can check it with your manipulatives.